everyone, it's me, your favorite Joy Boy here, and it's me, Joyfield Gamer. Anyways, yes, I am back, I am not dead, and I am still alive. If that's what you're wondering. Just been busy, that's all. Sorry if I haven't been recording, and to be honest, the last 2 days were just me being mentally and physically exhausted. But yes. Anyways. And also a bit of laziness. But anyways. Let's go. Unlucky number 7. Of what? If Deku was isekai to Kingdom Hearts. With, of course, as canon, with the inclusion of Izuku, Oswald, and Hortensia, pretty much where we last left off was when Jack Sparrow showed himself as a skeleton under the moonlight. With everyone in the crew, with, of course, everyone, shocked in this revelation of knowing that Jack Sparrow has now gotten cursed. And I don't know why I'm trying to do a British accent, but it's fun, whatever. Maybe I should do some random accents while I'm doing what ifs. Should I? I don't know, just put it in the comments, just to, make it interesting. Because, it might be a bit interesting there, it might, but who knows. Anyways, we continue with the story. Well, then, Jack can't talk. Was, of course, I was a Barbosa. I don't remember, but let's continue. Well, then Barbosa saying, "You sly dog, Jack. You've been cursed and not die, huh?" Of course, Jack Sparrow says, every pirate needs a bit of a trick up his sleeve, don't he, Barbosa? I try to do my best as Jack Sparrow, and also, love you, Johnny Depp. Anyways, of course, the fight is very difficult. Something that is undead can't be killed, like because of the curse. I forgot what the curse was. But anyways, the curse. Then, of course, Jack Sparrow saying, we're going nowhere. We're going nowhere just by doing this all day. Instantly, he pulls out the gun and just says, what do we call this? A draw. With, of course, Barbosa just laughing, cackling like a madman, saying, "Oh, Jack, you're a bigger fool than I thought you were. You can't harm something that's already been dead." Of course, Jack says, "Oh, not so." Instantly, Jack throws the coin, then instantly shoots. Of course, both Izuku and Sora didn't expect this, but were just there in shocked silence. With then instantly Will says, "It's over, Barbosa. It ends here." With then instantly dropping his medallion. Of course, noticing that he cut his own hand, and his blood was on the golden medallion. With then, instantly, Barbosa just looked in shock, then back at Jack. And he was gonna get his gun, but instantly, he just grabs himself, not like, pretty much the same thing as Cannon, and then just says, and he looks at his hands and says, "I feel cold." Instantly, falls down, dead. With Izuku and Sora shocked at this revelation of killing someone. With then Jack goes up to both Izuku and Sora, with Will going up to them as well. Both of them putting a hand on each of their shoulder. With pretty much Jack's hand on Sora's shoulder, with William's hand on Izuku's shoulder. With Jack saying, "I understand, young ones. It's very difficult to end another man's life. but sometimes you're forced to do the most difficult choices, and that's what sometimes the strongest need to do. With then pretty much for William saying, I agree with Captain Jack Sparrow, but sometimes there may be other ways. There may be low chances, but sometimes they are. They are worth the risk. And take your time. I know this must be difficult for the both of you, since you're young ones, since you're really young, a young age for seeing someone getting murdered. So it's understandable if you're in shock. So please, take a bit of a rest. With both of them just quietly shaking their heads. Of course, Goofy and Oswald are worried about both of them since they, of course, they attack and kill Heartless, but technically they're not human. They're just shadows of the people of what who used to be people. They're not human anymore. They're more like the dark. Of course, they're the darkness that took away their hearts. Yes, you can. They're killing the heartless to release those hearts and try to put them back in their actual like original forms, like humans. But actually seeing one killed in front of their eyes kind of puts up not like a mental block like for trauma. It's more like in shock of seeing how some people are not as like easily to redeem, and sometimes you have to cut your losses. With of course both of them just shake their heads in agreement, not saying anything. With both, of course, Will and Jack looking at each other, knowing that both of them are worried for the two kids. With of course Jack just says, "Anywho, come on, let's go back to my ship, and everything will be fine." With then, of course, Jack will walks off and pretty much instantly slips on a rock and hits his head on the back, which pretty much kind of he's like, "Oh, that hurt," and pretty much instantly get back up and just looks at everyone. With of course Sora and Izuku just looking at him, and then Sparrow saying, "Not a word." Instantly turns around and just starts running, doing the Jack Sparrow run. With, of course, instantly everyone just laughs. Pretty much, which brings back like a smile to their faces. And we go to cut to Jack, hearing the laughs from afar, and just smiles. Does like a little, like a cheeky smirk, like like he won he did some, like he won the lottery or something, or like and pretty much like that. And pretty much they go to the ship and they start moving. With pretty much Izuku going to William. I forgot the girl that was with them. Like, I didn't forget her, it's just that I forgot her name. So, you know what I mean, right? Of course, she walks up to Izuku and just says, "Izuku, are you okay? If there's anything bothering you, you can talk to us. We're your friends." With Izuku just looking at both of them and just saying, "Thank you. It's don't worry, it's fine. It's just difficult to comprehend of taking someone's life, you know? Is this really a pirate's life?" With Jack Sparrow saying, "Well, yes, of course. It's one of those few uncoincidental things, but there's a lot of treasure and adventure out there soon, lads. You'll get there soon. Don't worry about it. Nothing to worry about. It's a pirate's life, anyway." And of course, he just tries to like brighten up the mood, you know? Of course, Izuku sees that saying, "Thank you, Captain Jack Sparrow. Thank you." With, of course, Izuku just looks off into the distance and looks at the stars. With then, of course, he just takes out the necklace of, and it looks like a bit of an observatory, like pretty much like planets like going around one giant, even bigger planet. And pretty much Izuku just looks at the necklace. With then Will says, "Wow, that's an interesting necklace there, Izuku." Izuku, where did you get it from? Izuku says, "I don't know. I got it from someone that was trying to save my life from the darkness. And I never saw that person's face. I only saw a green eye that was like mine, like the colors of their green eyes. I didn't know who it was, but it just felt like I could trust that person, you know? And after that, I woke up at Destiny Isles, and here I am now, with Sora, Oswald, Hortensia, Goofy, and Donald on this wacky adventure. It's odd how time flies. Well, of course, Jack says, "Why, of course, young Izuku. Time flies, and you don't know whenever you get it back. So, here's a question for you, young lad. Before that, sorry, but you know that everyone dies at one point, yes?" With Izuku just saying, "Yeah, I do, sadly." With Jack noticing that he changed the mood a bit into a depressing one, with the woman looking at him with like a glare, with Jack just like backing up a bit, like holding up his head saying, "Wait, wait, wait, I didn't finish talking." With Jack saying, "Yes, true, sadly, but you should know this. Would you rather be careful on the way you live and just pick carefully not step on, what do you call those things, bombshells, and just always have a boring, insequential life? Or instead, you would just be going off to the seas, not knowing what beasts lie beyond the shores. And every day and every night, there's a new adventure waiting for you." And as he says that, the moon glows brighter somehow. And Izuku looks up and pretty much reaches out to the moon. And then he summons his Keyblade. With then looking at the Keyblade, and it's like he's thinking of something. He doesn't know what, but he feels like he's found a sort of a answer to go by, you know? But then he unsummons the Keyblade, and he goes to Jack and just hugs him, saying, "Thank you, Jack. I needed that." With Jack being uncomfortable and like looking at the both of them, but looking at both at Will and like the woman, and he's like, "What did I do? I don't know." Like very uncomfortable. With then pretty much both of them were like telling him to hug him back, you know. With of course Jack like does like a little careful like not careful hug, but more like a forceful hug, but like kind of like pushing himself away, like and just petting him, you know. With basically Sora saying, "Aw, really? You guys are just talking to him?" And well, I was just out of the conversation. No fair. Of course, he kind of pouts a bit as a kid. With pretty much Jackson, so you want the same question? You want me to ask you the same question as well, don't you? With of course Sora does, of course, pretty much the same, kind of the same reaction as Izuku. With then pretty much Sora looking at the moon and just thinking, then looking back down to his hands, and then instantly looks back to Jack's eye, Jax's eyes, and pretty much Jack saw an incredibly amount of fiery determination in him. Like the determination burned brighter than the sun itself in a way. With Jack saying, "Well, I see that you have your own conclusion. Alrighty then. Everyone leave. Everyone off my boat." And pretty much everyone's like, "Huh? What?" With Jack expressing, "You heard me. Out of my boat. Leave, shoo. Get off my boat." Pretty much just saying, "I did our deal, and now I have my boat back. I am happy, and everything's grand again." With Izuku saying, "Yeah, but you're kicking a bit both of your crews out." With Jack saying, "Oh, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to those two." Pretty much talking to William, and just instantly, I forgot the woman's name. I think it was Emma. I don't remember, but basically, I don't know what he did in the actual game. Like in the game, I kind of forgot about that point. But yes, but instantly another uh, hooded man instantly just stood in the middle of the ship of Jack Sparrow's, and then he just says, I con- I congratulate you, Jack Sparrow, and you two Keyblade wielders. But anyways, before you leave, I would like to give you a bit of a present. With Jack Sparrow saying, "Oh, mate, you have the worst gifts ever. I would not like to be on the other side or the other end of that. Thank you very much. And if you now know, piss off." And basically, just pulls out a gun and tries to shoot it, but instantly, the card just kind of cuts through the gun. Well, not cuts through it instantly, but it's like in the barrel of the gun. With instantly, Jack Sparrow just takes the gun and just looks at it like in shock, saying, "What?" And just looks at it in like complete shock, and he's like, "What the fuck?" Instantly, and he like touches the card and like very lightly because he doesn't want to get cut. With instantly, both Sora and Izuku are just like prepared to fight, while Jack in the background is like inspecting like how the hell did a playing card cut through a metal gun, like a barrel of a gun. He's like, "What is this black magic? What the hell?" Well, then basically, kind of every, of course, I forgot the guy's name, but basically he says, "I'm not here to fight, like I said before. I'm here to drop off a gift." Of course, Jack says, "Like I said before, piss off." Well, then instantly, of course, "Oh, no, 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 don't worry, don't worry. The gift isn't here. You have to go find it somewhere else. Goodbye." Izuku saying, "At least can you give us a hint before you go?" And the guy saying, "Fine." And he pretty much says, wherever you first, wherever you first began to come, to get here in this world." Izuku saying, "Oh, already know." Of course, the guy's saying, "Damn it!" "Anyways, have fun with your little gift." With Jack Sparrow saying, "At least tell me how you..." Instantly, the guy's gone in like a bit of with a bit of cards and also a portal of shadow. And Jack finishing his sentence saying, "How you cut my gun with a piece of paper." Everyone's like, of course, Sora goes to the wheel, instantly like turns it to the direction, with Jack Sparrow still contemplating of how a piece of paper was able to cut through a piece of metal. He's like, "How the hell is this possible? What in the hell?" And basically, yeah, everything goes as the game. So yeah, they fight the Grim Reaperish thanks to the help of Izuku, which and Oswald and Hortensia, which made it even faster. And of course, during the time, Jack Sparrow was turned into a skeleton again. He was like, what is going on here? Wait a minute, wait a second. Why am I a skeleton again?" With Izuku saying, "Wait, Jack, are you sure you didn't take any of the extra gold before we left?" With then pretty much Jack just looking at him saying, "Well, I am never been more offended than now." But instantly he just starts checking his pockets, and he's like, "No, I have not gotten a piece of beautiful gold coin." Very rude. Very rude indeed. We then pretty much, by the way, if I mess up the Jack Black accent, I am very sorry, but I'm just trying to have fun with this what if, so. Yeah. Anyway, of course, with the Grim Reaper thing, like I said before, they defeat it, and Jack Sparrow goes back to normal. With then Jack Sparrow saying, "Why, if you don't mind me asking, can I hold that key there? It looks very powerful." Of course, Sora gives it to him as canon, and pretty much, um, Jack Sparrow's like, "Hey, you're not gonna fight back or anything?" Sora just saying, "Mm-mm, no, I'm not." With then pretty much Jack saying, "Are you sure?" And he pretty much like waves at it around the key, like like checking if there's any strings or anything. And of course, Sora's just standing there, just holding the key out, with them pretty much saying, "There's no catch, explosions." With of course Izuku saying, "It's gonna be safe, don't worry about it. Trust me." And of course he just has the same look. With Jack Sparrow's like, "I have a bad feeling about this one." With then pretty much grabbing the key, and he was preparing for himself to get exploded, like he holds it away from him. And then he sees it's like nothing wrong, and he's like, wow, it's pretty light for a sword. I would like to keep this in my. Instantly, the sword disappears from his hands and just goes back to Sora's hand, and he was gonna say, "My collection." Huh. So that's the catch. Got it. Next, and pretty much Sora says, "There's really no way you can take the Keyblades away from us. It's technically connected to us." With of course, Jack Sparrow says, "Oh mate, you got it all wrong. Everything has a weakness, and somehow everything had I'm gonna be able to somehow figure out. I'm gonna be able to take that Keyblade away from you. I don't know how, but maybe if I get a army of a big crew, and fight you off, I can possibly get that Keyblade away from yours." Izuku says, "You can try, really, but anyways, we need to go. See ya, Jack. Take care." Of course, Jack just waves and like just smiles and waves to him, and he says, "Oi, you two be careful out there, wherever you may be, but there always are bad people going out for power, and power attracts people, not the best kind, the worst." And Izuku says, "We already know that, Jack." Which Jack's like, "Well, I was just trying to be helpful. You don't have to rub it in." Well, then of course they leave the world of Pirates of the Caribbean. With then I kind of forgot which what the other worlds are in patterns. If I remember correctly, there's Aladdin and Nightmare Before Christmas, and also I love Nightmare Before Christmas. It is my favorite movie. Christmas or Halloween movie, whatever you want to call it, but still, favorite one. But anyways, we go to when Izuku and Sora were in their ships. Of course, Izuku was sleeping because he was kind of tired, with Sora just kind of looking around the stars, just kind of like. Sora kind of got this little habit of like drawing constellations down. So basically, he starts drawing constellations when he's not driving the ship. And basically, in Izuku's point of view, we go to him. Instantly, Izuku sees someone sitting there, crying. Izuku goes up to slowly walks up to the person, and he says, "Hey, are you okay?" Instantly, the person turns around, and it's a little girl. And the little girl looks at him frightened, like he's gonna do something bad. With then Izuku just looks at her and just says, "Hey, hey, it's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you." And he just gives her the most like softest expression. And the girl just looks at him, wary still, but like he can trust him. And she says, in the most quietest voice, but still he can hear her saying, "Do you promise to not hurt me?" With Izuku, "I promise. Don't worry. Everything's fine. Do you know what's going on?"
with Eri just shaking her head and saying no, she doesn't know what's happening. With then pretty much, yes, I kind of spoiled it. Shit. Yes, it's Eri. But anyways, Izuku just kind of sits crisscrossed from across from her, and just sits, saying, "Hi, my name is Izuku. What's your name, little girl?" With Eri just kind of saying her name, saying, "My name is Eri," mumbling. With Izuku saying, "Huh?" With Eri saying, "My name is Eri." With Izuku saying, "Eri, that's a really nice name." With Eri saying, "Really?" Izuku just shaking his head in agreement, saying, "Yeah, it is." And also, what's with your horn? What's with the? And pretty much points out the edge on pretty much the edge of her head, and basically just kind of hides it because she was nervous. With Izuku saying, "Oh, don't hide it. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with you." With instantly Eri saying, "Do you mean it?" With Izuku looking at her, and he sees like the amount of it's kind of not like hope, but in a way it's like, does he mean the words? Does he mean what he says? With Izuku wondering, what did she go through? But with Izuku saying, yeah, it's nothing wrong really. I actually I made friends with a rabbit and a cat and a duck and a cow. It's really funny, and they can talk too. With Eri looks at him saying, really? How do they look like? With then Izuku saying, well, and pretty much he starts describing Oswald and pretty much his, I don't remember, I think it was 102 kids, and with Hortensia, and pretty much Eri says, wow, that's a lot of kids. How does he take care of them all? With Izuku saying, I don't know. I really, to be honest, I keep asking him, but the only thing he tells me is that it's the Looney Tune way. I don't know what he means by that, but I guess it works. And pretty much just starts laughing. And then Eri just looks to her left, and also Izuku looks to his left. And he sees Oswald with Hortensia and his 102 kids behind him. With Eri goes up to it saying, "Is this Mr. Oswald and Miss Hortensia?" With Izuku saying, "Mm-hmm, that's Hortensia and Oswald." Don't let Hortensia fool you. She may look small, but she packs a punch. But she's really nice. But her cooking, ugh. I would rather cook. Her cooking isn't her strong suit, but she's getting better. Instantly, we go to the ship, back to the ship, and she just sneezes instantly, and she just wonders, who's talking about my cooking? And pretty much, Oswald's instantly just his back just kind of got chills down his spine, and he's like, if someone talks bad about her cooking, they'll be 6 feet under before they know it. And he basically does the crossing. I pray for you if you are. I pray for the woman that has talked bad about my wife's cooking. I know you. I know it is, but I rather live a longer life. But then we go back to Izuku just then saying, and he basically figures out that this is just part of his mind, also giving him images, and then saying, oh, and also, instantly he pretty much shows about Donald, Goofy, um, Riku, Kairi, and all the other friends that he's met along the way. And of course, people from the Toontown. I forgot what they was called, but basically from Epic Mickey. Basically, people from the town there. And of course, from other worlds. And if you're wondering from what those worlds are, you'll see in the next part. But basically, Harry's just looking at all of them saying, whoa! And pretty much looks everywhere excited. Well, she's not smiling, but in a way of in awe and astonishment. And pretty much just says, Who are all these people, Mr. Izuku? Instantly, he just goes to her and just kneels to her level, saying, "Don't call me Mr. Izuku. I'm actually really young. I'm not that old, am I?" And she says, "But you look older." Instantly, it felt like an arrow just kind of attacked his heart, saying, with everything, "Mr. Izuku, are you okay?" Instantly, when she said Mr., another arrow just go into his heart, saying, "Yeah, I'm okay. Don't worry. I'm doing fine." With instantly, Eri just looks at him. With Eri just looking around, saying, "But are these Mr. Izuku's friends?" With Izuku saying, "Yep, they are. I met them on every world I traveled to. It was fun. There's a lot of adventures out here where I went through. And I was able to meet a lot of nice people and make amazing friends." With then Eri saying, "Friends?" I heard it from, I forgot what his name, but I'm just gonna use his villain name, Overhaul. I'm just gonna use the name Overhaul, and she pretty much she just says, "Overhaul," like it was like almost like a fragile like pretty much a fragile subject for her. And Izuku noticed this, but he let her continue talking. With them pretty much everything that friends are for the weak, and the strong don't need friends. With instantly, Izuku just kind of goes to her eye level and just says, "Having friends or people around you isn't called weakness. It gives you strength when you lose yours. When you feel weak standing up, it's okay to kneel and ask for a hand. And those people you call friends are always there with you, no matter what, till the bitter end." With Eri then just smiles and just a tear falls down her eye, just saying, "I wish I had a friend," looking down somberly. And Izuku's heart just kind of felt like, like crushed, like in a bad way. Like, just feeling extremely saddened that this girl never had a friend. And by the way, Eri just has like regular clothes, like what, 2, 3, 4 years old, with pretty much it's Eri with the short hair, not Eri with like longer hair. With Izuku saying, "I'll be your friend." With Eri looking up saying, "You will?" With Izuku just shaking his head saying, "Yeah, I promise. I'll always be your friend." With then Eri saying, "But what if Mr. Overhaul gets me and does mean things to me?" Izuku just kind of like feels a bit more angry, but not like hatred. But he feels very angry that she's going through, like, he knows what abuse is and stuff like that. Basically, he says, "Is your dad doing bad things to you?" With everything, "He's not my dad. He's my uncle. And Uncle Overhaul said he's gonna do something to me, and I don't know when, but I'm scared." With pretty much Izuku just feeling more tense and instantly just gently puts his hand on her shoulder, saying, "Don't worry, Eri. I'll come find you. And if you need to talk to me, just sleep. Just sleep and I'll be here, waiting for you, okay?" With Eri just feeling tears overflowing her, instantly she went to hug him. No, sorry. Izuku went to hug her. Eri was shocked and didn't know what to do. But then she just thought, he feels warm. I don't want to go back. Izuku saying, "Huh?" with Eri just tearing up, saying, "I don't want to go back. Please, stay here. I don't want to go. Please." I don't wa-" And of course, she just keeps crying and repeating the same words, "I don't want to go. I don't want to go." But of course, Izuku just tears up, but then pretty much looks at her in her eyes, not and like kind of pushes her in arm's length, but not like hard, like gently, you know, and just looks at her and says, "Eri, I want to ask you something." With Eri still, of course, crying, asks, "What? What is it?" Izuku says, "Can you be brave for me? Can you be strong? Because if you do, I promise you, I will save you. I will find you and save you from this bad uncle. I promise." And basically, Izuku just kind of took, like, grabbed something, let's just say something from the inventory, and then put it on her neck. Like, basically, it's a necklace. And this necklace pretty much gives protection. And it's not the same one that looks like Izuku's. With Izuku saying, "Here, keep this safe. If you do, it might protect you. And it gives you a lot of bravery. So, you will be brave. And when I see you, this," pretty much pointing at the necklace, "will glow bright. And that means I will be able to find you when I get closer to you." As pretty much Izuku just and pretty much the necklace is glowing brighter and brighter every time, with pretty much Izuku close by. And then Izuku just puts his hand on Eri's head, saying, "I promise, Eri, I'll find you somehow." Instantly, Izuku wakes up, just heavily breathing, saying, "Oh, that was a weird dream." With instantly Oswald and Hortensia look at him, saying, "Are you okay, Izuku? You were mumbling something about a necklace, a kid named Eri, and a promise? I didn't hear everything, but something about a promise." Izuku saying, "Yeah, I'll tell you about it later. But right now, let's just go to the next world." With Izuku just wondering, what was that? And just looking at and pretty much just felt looking at his inventory slash backpack, and looks and sees that the necklace he gave to the kid, or Eri, is gone. Then we go to somewhere else, where the girl wakes up, and then she looks down on her neck, and she sees a necklace, the same one that the kind man gave her. Instantly, she holds it tight, saying, "Please, Mr. Izuku, save me." And that's where I'm gonna end it here. I hope you all enjoy. Have a great day, good night, or good afternoon. Goodbye.